In this video, we explain how to correctly set the LED current in the SP-401S lighting unit based on the LED type installed. Following LED module replacement, the operating current must be set to the value required for the specific LED module type. This procedure is used to convert a lamp from one configuration to another, such as changing a taxiway lamp into a runway edge lamp. The procedure covers two PCB versions, LK1 with potentiometer-based adjustment, and LK1.5 with current selection using a jumper. Before setting the voltage for the LED module, first determine the correct voltage. A label with the module code is located under the LED module. Using this code, contact your S4GA representative to confirm the correct voltage for the module. If your system includes an ALCMS, contact S4GA to finalize the current consumption calibration for accurate data representation in the Monitoring tab. Prepare all required tools. You will need a multi-bit screwdriver, a small flathead screwdriver, a multimeter, an H4 bit, a PZ1 bit, a flathead screwdriver, a 4mm hex key, 2mm hex key, and small pliers. Review the table of recommended force to ensure the torque is set correctly. To remove the lighting unit from the permanent mount, use a 4mm hex key to unscrew the 4M5x10 screws under the mounting plate. Lift the lighting unit from the mounting plate. Remove the lighting unit from portable mount. Start by releasing the safety latches. Gently remove the lighting unit, being careful not to bend the rear latches. Place the lamp on its side and locate the transport fuse. Then remove the transport fuse by turning it counterclockwise with a flathead screwdriver. Place the fuse in a safe location, as it will be reinstalled after the LED module replacement procedure. To remove the antenna, unscrew it from the antenna socket located on the upper section of the lamp housing. To remove the glass dome, unscrew the 6 screws M5x20 using a screwdriver with an H4 bit. Once the screws are removed, lift off the dome's ring. Then, gently remove the glass dome from the unit. In this section, we present two methods of uninstalling the LED module: directional, vice versa, and omnidirectional. These are all LED module types available in the SP-401S lamp. Directional LED. Unidirectional with omnidirectional optics. Unidirectional. Bidirectional. and omnidirectional. In addition, all LED modules are also available in an NVG-compatible version for night vision operations. NVG LEDs are not visible to the naked eye and can only be seen when viewed through night vision goggles. When the optical configuration on the SP-401S is replaced, the LED current must be calibrated to ensure correct light output. The following procedure shows how to replace directional or bidirectional LED modules with omnidirectional LEDs and vice versa. For directional and vice versa, disconnect the LED module connector from the pins located on the PCB. The directional LED module is secured with 2 screws that must be loosened before the module can be removed. When unscrewing the module, care must be taken not to damage the side LED elements, if present. Remove the LED module from the lamp. For omnidirectional, disconnect the LED module connector from the pins located on the PCB. Unscrew the LED module by turning it counterclockwise. To install the omnidirectional LED module, screw it onto the protruding bolt. The non-NVG version is connected to a single designated pin on the PCB. The NVG version includes an additional cable that must be connected to the marked NVG pin on the PCB. Connect the LED module plug to the appropriate pins on the PCB. To install the directional LED module, position it onto the protruding bolt. When mounting this type of LED module, ensure that it is positioned within the marked area on the PCB and that the LED direction is aligned correctly. Tighten both screws to properly secure the LED module. The LED modules are available in 2 versions, non-NVG and NVG. The non-NVG version is connected to a single designated pin on the PCB. The NVG version includes an additional cable that must be connected to the marked NVG pin on the PCB. Connect the LED module plug to the appropriate pins on the PCB. Remove the old gasket and install a new one on the housing. Then, remove the second gasket and install a new gasket on top of the glass dome. Replace both gaskets every time the glass dome is opened. Place the glass dome onto the gasket. Align the dome's plastic ring over the housing and through the glass dome. Using a screwdriver with an H4 bit, tighten the screws on the cover. Alternatively, a power drill with a sleeve adapter and an H4 bit can be used to speed up the process. Tighten the screws to the specified torque value. Reinsert the fuse into the holder and screw it back into the lamp, tightening clockwise until resistance is clearly felt. In the upper section of the housing, remove the masking plate that covers access to the PCB. Remove the 4 M3x6 screws using a multi-bit screwdriver with a PZ1 bit and take out the masking plate. After unscrewing the screws, remove the masking plate from the housing. Remove the antenna before unscrewing the housing. Next, using a power drill or a multi-bit screwdriver equipped with an H4 bit, remove the 8M5 by 20 screw securing the SP-401S lamp housing. Remove the screws, then carefully lift the top cover and place it beside the bottom housing, keeping in mind that the wires are still connected and must not be pulled apart. Identify which PCB version is installed. The LK1 version uses a potentiometer for current adjustment. The LK1.5 version uses a jumper to select the output current. Before adjusting the LED current on the LK1 PCB, be aware that this procedure requires working on a powered lamp. Accidental short circuits between exposed terminals may permanently damage the PCB. Use only insulated tools and maintain full control over the multimeter probes. Avoid touching adjacent components while performing live measurements. For the LK1 PCB, the LED current must be set by measuring the live current flowing through the LED. During this procedure, the lamp must remain turned on. Exercise caution to avoid contact between conductive surfaces. Before measuring the LED current, you must first activate the lamp at 100% intensity. To do this, activate emergency mode by pressing the emergency switch on the bottom of the housing. Your lamp may be equipped with two different types of switches, monostable or bistable. When using a bistable switch, press the switch once to activate emergency mode. After activation, the switch remains in the pressed position, which prevents deactivation. Press the switch again to release it to the press-out position and allow deactivation. When using a monostable emergency switch, the switch immediately returns to its original position after being pressed. In this case, press the switch twice to activate emergency mode. Disconnect the LED cable from the PCB. Using a small flat screwdriver, remove the white protective cap from the red LED connector. Position the connector sideways so the positive terminal remains connected while the negative terminal is exposed. To set the multimeter to DC voltage measurement, begin by inserting the black probe into the COM, or common port. Next, insert the red probe into the port labeled as volts or letter V. This is the correct input for measuring voltage. Once the probes are connected, turn the multimeter's dial to the DC voltage setting. It is usually marked with a V and a straight line above it. If your multimeter is not auto-ranging, choose a voltage range higher than the value you expect to measure. After selecting DC volts, the multimeter is now ready. Touch one probe to the exposed negative pad on the PCB and the other probe to the negative pin of the LED connector. This creates a safe series measurement path for accurate current reading. While observing the multimeter, adjust the potentiometer using a small flathead screwdriver. Rotate the potentiometer slowly to avoid sudden current spikes. Set the output current to the value required for the LED type, for example 0.6 amperes. Confirm the reading is stable before proceeding. For the LK1.5 PCB, the LED current is set using a jumper. Each jumper position corresponds to a specific current level defined by the LED current table. To set the current to 0.6 amperes, place the jumper across pins 3 and 4. To set the current to 1.4 amperes, place the jumper across pins 1 and 2. Removing the jumper entirely sets the current to 0.3 amperes. Always verify the jumper placement before closing the lamp. Deactivate emergency mode using the emergency switch located at the bottom of the housing. When using a bistable switch, make sure the switch is in the outward position. Then press the switch 4 times in and 4 times out to deactivate the mode. For a monostable emergency switch, press the switch 4 times. After deactivation, the lamp will adopt the configuration from the control devices. After completing the operation, reinstall and secure the masking plate in its original position. Place the masking plate into the upper part of the housing, ensuring that the wires from the PCB pass through the designated hole on the left side. Make sure the electronic connection diagram label is facing outward. Then secure the masking plate using 4 M3x6 screws. Tighten them in an opposite sequence using a multi-bit screwdriver equipped with a PZ1 bit. After each opening of the SP-401S lamp housing, replace the gasket located between the upper and lower parts of the housing. The gasket may be removed by carefully passing it over either the upper or lower part of the housing. Subsequently, install a new gasket by sliding it over the housing from either the top or the bottom section of the unit. Next, close the lamp. This can be performed using one of two methods. By positioning the gasket on the lower section of the housing and placing the upper section on top of it. Position the upper housing section so that the power supply connector is located on the opposite side of the battery connectors. The second method involves inserting the gasket into the groove of the upper housing section, and gently positioning the lower housing section against it. Next, insert 8 M5x20 screws through the upper housing section, then secure them from underneath using M5 nuts. Use a multi-bit screwdriver equipped with an H4 bit to tighten the screws. Tighten the screws in an opposite sequence to ensure proper and even compression of the gasket. If the gasket shifts out of position during assembly and becomes pinched while tightening the housing, a characteristic bulge may appear, and the lamp may lose its watertight integrity. In this case, open the housing, properly adjust the gasket, and tighten the housing again. After properly securing the housing, locate the antenna socket on the upper section of the lamp and ensure that the gasket is installed. Then install the antenna by screwing it into the antenna socket. Place the lamp on the base and screw it in from underneath, tightening the screws opposite each other. Use 4 M5x10 screws for the installation. Use a 4 mm hex key and tighten the screws to keep the lamp steady and secure. Before inserting the lamp, unlock and open the safety latches. Carefully insert the lamp so that the rear part hooks onto the latches holding the lamp in place. Then, close the front safety latches to lock the lamp securely in place. Check whether the SP-401S lamp operates correctly by changing the light intensity using a control device such as UR101, UR201, or ALCMS. For this example, we will use the UR101 handheld controller. Select the group and gradually change the lamp intensity by choosing between minimum, medium, and maximum while observing the emitted light. If the light appears weaker than other lamps when changing intensity, the current is set too low. If the lamp is too bright at the lowest intensity levels, this may cause permanent damage. In these situations, reconfigure the current. If the lamp is operating correctly, the operation was successful. You can finish testing the lamp by pressing the off button on the handheld controller. To learn more about the UR101, refer to the video, SP-401 Device Operation, the UR101 Handheld Controller. For additional LED current values, PCB configuration details, and adjustment guidelines refer to the SP-401S Lighting Unit Maintenance Manual.